In a world filled with sharks and tornadoes, they combine to form the deadliest disaster of all, the Sharknado. You can't run, you can't hide, and your life will never be the same again.
I was out on the boat with my crew. It was just supposed to be any other day. Just another day out in the water. We were supposed to go fishing, get about 2,500 pounds of salmon, and that was our quest for the day. And you know, we do it for our livelihoods. We have kids, we have families, we have people to support for. And it's just supposed to be another day, but it's not what happened. There's sharks, teeth, jaws, all wrapped up in a cyclone. It was horrible. It was horrible.
What is a Sharknado, you ask? A Sharknado is when a waterspout lifts large groups of sharks from the ocean and carries them inland via a cyclone. What makes a Sharknado such a threat is that it combines two of the most deadly things humanity encounters: tornadoes and sharks. It should be a surprise to no one how deadly a tornado can be, as tornadoes have destroyed entire neighborhoods, trailer parks, or even cities in mere minutes flat. And if that was not enough, the most threatening feature of this weather pattern is that it cannot be stopped. It should also be pretty obvious as to why sharks are also considered a threat to humans. Sharks are large, ruthless, bear multiple rows of teeth, and are the apex predators of the ocean. What happens when such a beast and a weather pattern such as a tornado are combined? Pure chaos. To speculate the possibility of the destruction caused by a Sharknado, our team looked at the singular parts of the beast, the sharks and the tornadoes. We additionally examined the aftermath of such attacks. While the sharks may contribute the most intimidating aspect of a Sharknado, the tornado that carries them is by far the most destructive. They are unpredictable by nature and cause untold amounts of property damage. For example, the American Public Health Association published an article about the mortality rates from an F5 tornado in Alabama. This tornado landed on April 27, 2011. Has been ranked as the third deadliest in recent history within the United States. It has claimed a confirmed 247 lives. But bad weather isn't all that you're up against when trying to survive a Sharknado. The sharks themselves still pose a very real threat. The most common shark encountered within the Sharknado is often the great white. These apex predators can grow up to 20 feet in length and can weigh up to 4,200 pounds. While in water, they can swim at speeds of 35 miles an hour. They are a dangerous adversary that should not be taken lightly. Now that we have detailed how dangerous sharks and tornadoes are separately, it is time to put them together. But is there even evidence supporting the existence of the Sharknado? If you said no, you'd be wrong. There have been similar events in the natural world, such as Mexico's frog tornado, where frogs and small fish were gathered by a cyclone and brought inland. Ostracized by most of the scientific community, Dr. Brad Rodriguez has been a believer in the Sharknado for years and is considered the world's foremost expert on the subject. He even has developed a theory on how they can form in the ocean. Let me tell you a secret. Come here. Anyone who tells you that a Sharknado can't exist is a fucking liar. Sharknadoes are real. Just because something hasn't happened doesn't mean that it can't happen. There's so much about this world that we don't understand. I mean, all it would take is a cyclone with the right amount of power forming over a cluster of sharks swimming close enough to the surface of the ocean to suck them into the air and then move on to land, and bam, you have yourself a Sharknado. Yes, those sharks might be dead while they're flying through the air, but you're having tons and tons of great whites and hammerheads of sharks being flung through the air at 300 miles per hour will still cause a relative, large amount of damage. So, don't tell me that a Sharknado couldn't exist. Even with compelling scientific evidence of the possibility of the Sharknado, most of the scientific community denies its existence. Dr. Brad Rodriguez is among them, and here is what he had to say.
Hello, my name is Brad Rodriguez, professor at University of Harvard. I have my PDD, PhD, MADY, CY, PMDY, CMYK, RGB. A Sharknado is not possible for various reasons. Oftentimes people say to me, well, a tornado could easily suck up a shark because it's sucked up many other things before, but this is just not the case. It's not a tornado that would suck up the sharks, it's a cyclone. Cyclones can't simply just pick up sharks and all the water with it. Also, we have had studies with frogs and very small water animals, and they were not able to survive within 30 seconds of being airborne. Also, this has never happened before. We've never seen a shark fly into a house and destroy it and brutally massacre their family.
While the evidence for a Sharknado seems overwhelming, the U.S. government refused to confirm its existence.
This is a message from the United States government. There is no proof of Sharknado. There was never a Sharknado. Do not worry about a Sharknado, because it does not exist.
Though the government denies its existence, Brigadier General Brad Rodriguez seems to have an interesting theory pertaining to the Sharknado. This Sharknado, as it is called, is not the work of Mother Nature. No, a disaster this ludicrous and devastating can only be the work of one people, the Russians. They have taken the next evolutionary step in modern warfare and combined tornadoes and sharks into one weapon of mass destruction. It's only a matter of time before they strike against America to regain their former communist glory under that dog Putin. The only way to pacify this situation is with an immediate nuclear response. We will activate the 500-second airborne wing, fly our B-52s below their radar cover, and attack every major Russian city with nuclear weapons. Their first response capability will be destroyed, then we will roll in with the United States Army and wipe their communist asses from the face of this earth. There are also those in the general public who believe the Sharknado is an inevitability. We spoke to conspiracy theorist and doomsday prepper Brad Rodriguez, who shared with us his tips and tricks to survive a Sharknado.
Hello, I'm Brad Rodriguez and I'm a Sharknado prepper. There are many things that could happen at any time in the world that could be a threat to humanity, but the biggest threat by far is obviously the one you don't expect, a Sharknado. If you want to prepare for a Sharknado, the best thing to do is gather water. The American Red Cross Association recommends about 1 gallon a day per person. Next you'll need to gather food. The American Red Cross Association also recommends that you gather non-perishable food items. For defense against a Sharknado, the best weapons seem to be either some type of shotgun, a chainsaw, or a bar stool. Bar stools may seem like an odd choice, but they're extremely effective in the event of a Sharknado.
But that doesn't mean that survival is impossible. With our team's compiled research, we propose that the best way to survive a Sharknado is as follows. Stay indoors. Do not let the sharks inside. Be prepared. You want to stockpile food and water. Defend yourself and others, preferably with a shotgun or better yet, a chainsaw. Wait the Sharknado out if possible, and lastly, try to put aside your differences with your fellow man to be able to fight the Sharknado. If we wish to survive a Sharknado in our lifetime, heed these warnings, prepare, and come together.